Okay, let's get into it. So, this is going to be the longer version of the schedule scenario. If you're coming here from my reel about this specific situation, welcome. If not, welcome as well. So, if this is your first time watching anything like this about my schedule scenario, let me explain a little bit. My goal is to come alongside individuals to help them with certain areas of business, home, or a mixture of two, where they may have some roadblocks. They know their goals, but they're not necessarily able to just get to it that easily. Something's blocking it. Sometimes that could be their actual selves, a mental block, but it could actually be things in their schedule that's creating this. So with this specific person, I titled this The Side Hustler with a 9-to-5 Job. The quick synopsis is it is a person who has a full-time job, it drains their energy, and their side hustle is always stuck. Why? Because they don't really have a plan of action for it. So I put it as like side hustler with a 9-to-5 job. But I would say for this person, anyone else is in this position, is to really put it as entrepreneur with a 9-to-5 job. That's one fix there, is to don't place the focus on that it's a side hustle if you're trying to make it the full-time job. If you make it like it's just a side hustle, then it's going to always be that, and that's how you'll treat it. So the current schedule right now is 6:30 a.m. That's commute prep. And then 7:30 to 8:15 is the actual commute. 9 to 5 is the job, and they have heavy meetings during that time. Commute home is 5 to 6 p.m. 6:30 to 10 p.m. Tries working on side hustle, distracted. 10:30 to 12 a.m. 10:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. social scrolling, then sleep. Weekends, errands only. So let's look at this. Their struggles are drained after work and business isn't growing. So what you're going to see me do here in red is put some notes of revising, and this is the fix. This is if you really want the fix. This is a fix for this actual schedule. I'm going to note while I'm creating this on the side that, so this commute here, commute prep. So you got about an hour to prep. No problem there. And then, so 7:30 to 8:15, I would suggest doing a audio brain dump side hustle, because you have, it's about a 45-minute commute. And so you would take that time not to necessarily listen to music or anything like that, but you're trying to squeeze in some entrepreneurship goal time in places that you might just be doing something else. So you cannot write while you're driving. So audio dump your thoughts, your ideas, the next thing you're going to do. So it's not in your brain anymore. I'm a firm believer in jotting down your thoughts. I know people like to journal their thoughts. I like to do more than just journal thoughts. I like to jot ideas down. If I want to talk about emotional feelings and things like that, that's fine. But I like actually jotting down schedules, things I need to do now, later, and then come back and clean it up. So that's what I would suggest during that commute time. And then during the 9 to 5, utilize your lunchtime to eat and rest. Do not work through your lunchtime since you're meeting heavy. I don't even suggest you try to do any audio dumping then. Actually use that time to try to get at least a little refill, because you're saying you're drained after work. So let's do that, because then that'll kind of help you after lunch to kind of get over the hump of the rest of the day. After during the 5 to 6 commute, I would utilize that to do more audio brain dump of the side hustle. I'm calling it side hustle right now because that's what it is, but it's really, if it's your dream, you want to switch it to that. listen to a podcast related to the hustle, or related to productivity, related to something that will help you move that side hustle to a actual real business. Not drain, but download into yourself some things that you can apply to that business. Like I said, whether it be the actual business or tools to learn about just how to handle business, or productivity of how to handle, moving forward, not getting stuck. 6:30 to 9 p.m., I would say take a 30 to 1 hour break. Use a timer. In that time, that allows you to get your dinner done, all that kind of stuff. But you need a break. You do not need to try to go straight into working on your business. You need a break. Your mind has been going all day long, and you've got to get that break in there. So that's what I would suggest. And then you work on your hustle. Use timers because you want to keep it in that time frame. 9 to 10 p.m., get sleep. If you notice, I don't have you doing a whole bunch of work on your business during the week. It's too much. You already have more than enough stuff going on. So I'm suggesting you get lots of sleep. Then on the weekends, that's when you run your errands, utilize services such as like DoorDash. If your grocery store has a delivery, do that. Or even if you order it and then have to pick it up, do things like that. That will help. You need a lot of automation. So after that, you need to use 3 to 5 hours to focus on this business. Listen, this can happen, but you have to be willing to shift some things and get in that mindset of turning it in from a side hustle to entrepreneurship to a goal, from a dream to a goal. You can do it.